Hey, how's it going everyone? Nova here, and welcome back to more Destiny 2. In today's video, we're going to be going over the TWAB. If you don't know what TWAB is, basically it's short for This Week at Bungie. It's currently April 4th, 2019, and about an hour ago, Cosmo posted on the news article, basically in the Bungie forums. Each week, if you guys don't already know, the TWAB is basically where they go over and talk about the future updates and tweaks and changes that they made to the game that we enjoy here. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Like I said, it was posted about an hour ago, so I figured I might as well try to make a video on it. Once again, also, this is posted by Cosmo, and goes as follows. This week at Bungie, we're getting ready for some high voltage. A storm is brewing. Next week, we'll kick off what we've been calling Arc Week. Our goals for this happening has been to take the element that makes our sandbox crackle and put it under the microscope. The most noticeable update is that we improved many Arc subclass paths from the time before Forsaken. The week will also feature Arc Singe and Art Bounties to synergize with your updated abilities. To provide the providing grounds for all of this new energy, Mayhem will be available in the Crucible to let you experiment with your enhanced Arc abilities using shockingly short cooldowns. Arc Week will also feature one of the most powerful Arc weapons ever created, the Thunderlord Exotic Machine Gun. If you weren't able to complete the quest to obtain the Thunderlord last year, you will have from April 9th to April 23rd to revisit the Cosmodrome and add it to your collection. And it has the next part. Spark can give life or take it. Arc Week buffs up several Arc subclasses. Designer Dan Nady? Not sure how you say that, sorry. But has all the details you expect, all the changes, what you can expect, basically. Then it goes on to Dan talking about, after the release of Forsaken, the Sandbox team wanted to revisit some older subclass paths to freshen them up a bit. This entailed tuning for balance as well as quality of life fixes. We've also added new functionality to a couple of subclasses in Update 2.2.1. We're focusing on Arc subclasses, Titans, Hunters, and Warlocks to kick off the Arc Week. That said, we also made a couple needed changes to non-Arc abilities, so let's get into it. Striker, Code of the Juggernaut, bottom path. For the notes, it has this path is all about punching enemies to get better shooting them, and shooting enemies to get better at punching them. We want to further incentivize engaging in this loop and make doing so more visible and flashy. Shooting an enemy should make you feel like you are primed to strike with a melee. Punching an enemy and releasing your rage will make you feel like more focused shot. It's got frontal assault, basically now increases all weapon damage for the duration of the buff. 25% against combatants, 20% against players. Duration increased from 10 to 16 seconds. Buff timer is now displayed on the HUD. Knockout. Melee damage bonus increased from 25% to 60%. Now also triggers once you have dealt 60% damage to a target. Any damage done after 60% will refresh the timer. Still also triggers off-shield pop. No longer consumed after one melee attack. Duration increased from 3 to 5 seconds. Arc Strider, Way of the Warrior, top path. The notes it has, this path thrives on striking with precision and timing in this heavily melee focus. To enhance this loop, we are giving a bit more nuance with higher potential payout. I'm trying to read this, by the way, so forgive me. Let's see, where are we at? To enhance this loop, we are giving a bit more nuance, a higher potential payout. We want to allow for more room to execute and engage with both paths to success and the benefits once you do succeed. Combination blow. Bonus melee damage can now be stacked 3 times. Required melee ability kill for each stack. Buff increases melee damage by 60% per stack in PvE. Buff increases melee damage by 22.7% per stack in PvP. For comparison, this ability used to be 1 stack and increased melee damage by 50%. Kills with this ability now heal 40 health in addition to starting health regen, which is actually pretty nice in my opinion. Deadly Reach. Increased buff duration from 6 to 8 seconds. Buff is no longer consumed by melee hit. Arc Strider, Way of the Wind, bottom path. The path is about quick movement and thriving under pressure. We want to increase the ability to survive at a low health and enhance your elusiveness so you can be more confident when in danger. This way you don't just get a bonus when you're injured. You have more control over what state you're in, and you can make more risk/reward choices. Disorient and Blow increased the disorient distance by 50%. Increased duration of disorient on players from 1.5 to 2 seconds. Focused breathing. Increased dodge recharge bonus while sprinting by 100%. Wow, that's actually pretty nuts. Combat meditation. Increased bonus grenade and melee regen while bloodied by 25%. Lightning reflexes. Increased damage resistance while dodging from 25% to 40% in PvP. Increased damage resistance while dodging from 63% to 70% in PvE. Stormcaller, Storm Trance Super, top and bottom path, damage scales up to 150% over 5 seconds of continuous use of the attack. Updated FX and audio to support this functionality. Stormcaller attunement of the conduction, top path. Path focuses prominently on the chain lightning, but we also want better sell fantasy of being a god of erratic and dangerous energy. We want you to be delighted and surprised by the chaos you cause. On top of that, we should make the choice of your ability something to better strategize around, and reward you for doing so. Chain lightning melee. Can now chain up to 5 times, up for 1, and each individual target can be hit twice. Chain damage decreased from 50 to 31 damage per chain hit. Arc web. Can now chain to many more targets and back and forth between targets. The amount of chaining varies based on use, and I will leave it to you all to discover. Okay? So basically it's just going to chain back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until death. Increased chain range from 10 meters to 12 meters. Chaining arc damage now reduces the cooldown of your grenade. Works with arc web, chains, and chains from chain lightning melee. Earn 3% energy per instance of chain damage in PvE. Earn 10% energy per instance of chain damage in PvP. Stormcaller, attunement of the elements, bottom path. Currently, this path focuses on creating drone buddies for allies staying close to them to dish out more rifts and the buddies therein. Generally, arc done is short-lived, and you need to stay close to your rift to keep it around. Now that you'll be able to take your pal further, and if you stick with your friends, be able to have it around much more often, making this path more potent as support. Electrostatic surge. Increased buff regen rate of rift by 600%. Nearby friendly guardian. Wow, that's actually extremely quick. This sounds insane, and it's a big boost you will definitely feel, but it was previously very low. Extend rift duration from 15 to 20 seconds, added until a UI notification for when the buff is active. Arc Soul, extended duration by 50%. Now let's talk about non-arc changes as well. Void Walker, Nova Warp Super. Clearly we swung a bit hard when we hit this previously. This should serve as a nice middle ground to settle into. Reduced initial charge detonation energy cost by 20%. Reduce energy cost by holding the charge detonation by 7%. Reduce time required to fully charge this charge detonation from 0.9 seconds to 0.7 seconds. Reduce dart blink cost by 20%. Increase base super duration from 18 seconds to 22 seconds. So in other words, this super's going to be pretty strong again. It's going to be very balanced. Dawnblade, Everlasting Fire perk. Similar to the Striker, we want to make sure this perk didn't allow for infinite supers in certain activities. We've increased the amount you get back up front, but put diminishing returns on it so you can't go forever. This will be a super you can extend much longer with skill. Tune the amount of super gained from Everlasting Fire. Initial return increased from 10% to 13% super energy. Return then decays linearly over the course of 30 kills from 13% to 0.75% return per kill. Maybe asking about the Spectral Blades. Yeah, right. We've all been wondering about these Spectral Blades. We know it's out of bounds and are working right now on a few tweaks to bring it back in line. We'll let you know the details once we finish playtesting and tuning to lock in on what the changes will be. That's all for me at this time. As always, we look forward to getting your hands on these changes and letting us know what you think. Happy electrocuting, everyone. So basically, a lot of changes are coming to these supers and stuff, and I will say that it's all for the better. I mean, Nova Warp's getting fixed, all that stuff, and they're looking into Spectral Blades. All these other classes are going to be much more viable to make everything more balanced in PvP. But anyway, I think we're about halfway through this, so let's get on to the patch note preview. Next week, update 2.2.1 will be deploying on April 9th. Here is a preview of some of the changes you can look forward to along with the Arc Week rollout. Catalyst. 4 new exotic weapon catalysts will be available to drop in the Nightfall, Strikes, and the Crucible. Prospector. Nightfall, Strikes. Rat King, Nightfall, Strikes. Hardlight, Nightfall, Strikes. Suro's Regime, Crucible. Warlock Bloom ability. Fixing the issue where the Bloom ability would not deal damage. Zer's inventory will now offer random rolled perks for armor. Infusion. Fixing an issue where the Vow could not be infused above 650. Fixing an issue where the Braytech RWP MK2 could not be infused above 600. Gambit Prime weapons. Most Gambit Prime weapons will now have a chance to drop as max completion rewards from Gambit Prime. Increase in drop rates for Gambit Prime weapons from the Reckoning. Both Gambit Prime and the Reckoning will have increased drop rates for weapons after each completion without a drop until players are guaranteed a reward. That's actually much needed. I mean, I remember going through and just playing a bunch of Gambit and never really getting anything, so that's actually really neat. Anyway, Gambit Prime. An invasion kill will heal 8% of the Primeval's health down from 12%. The invasion portal cooldown time during the Primeval phase will be increased to 40 seconds, up from 30 seconds. This cooldown triggers after a player has been killed or successfully returned from an invasion. Gambit Prime will now count to unlock the weekly Gambit Clan engram. Quest and bounties. Power Surge bounties that have been deleted or expired will now be available on the Drifter. Each bounty can still be completed only once per character. Yes, sir, I'm a closer weekly Gambit Prime bounty will now award 4 points for a win and 2 points for a loss, with a completion value of 20 points. All 4 weekly roll bounties for Gambit Prime now grant powerful helmet rewards. Let's see, let's go through. You got like player support, keeping track of all the issues in the game. If you see something, report it to Bungie help. Let's see, basically next Tuesday on April 9th, Destiny 2 will undergo maintenance and update 2.2.1 is scheduled to go live. No downtime is expected during this maintenance. However, players who have not yet updated to version 2.2.1 by 1 p.m. Pacific time will be returned to the title screen. Please see below. Timeline, basically it's just going through timelines. Destiny service maintenance is scheduled to begin with no expected downtime at 9 a.m. Pacific.
Get away from me, kid.
Begin rolling out across all platforms and regions. Destiny companion features will be unavailable on web, mobile, and third-party apps. Let's see, service maintenance 115. Okay, yeah, this is basically just going through like the maintenance and non-downtime or whatever they got going on. Let's see. With the upcoming launch of Destiny 2 Update 2.2.1, we'd like to take the opportunity to follow up on a sampling of player-impacting issues that have emerged in Destiny 2 over the past several months. The following known issues are expected to be resolved after the launch of Destiny 2 Update 2.2.1 on Tuesday, April 9th. Like a Diamond Triumph. Players who became eligible for the Like a Diamond Triumph during the window when it was not available will have the Triumph unlocked retroactively following the update. Impacted players will receive a notice in-game when the fix begins rolling out to their accounts. Acting bad, looking good, Pursuit. Pursuit is not completing for players using a full set of Ancient Apocalypse armor. You have Obsidian Crystal. Crystal doesn't always drop for players, and the unidentified frame quest step for Izanagi's Burden. Okay. Wishender players cannot see behind walls with the Wishender while invisible. The Vow Infusion Vow cannot be infused over 650. Braytech Infusion cannot be over 600. Stronghold Power Ammo. Stronghold consumes power ammo when blocking with Black Talon. The Weight of Guilt. The Weight of Guilt emblem does not display its purchase price after being unlocked for the purchase from Lord Saladin. For the complete list of resolved issues and patch notes, please keep an eye on our updates page once 2.2.1 is live. And afterwards, we got the movies of the week, which are really cool. I'd highly recommend checking those out if you guys have some spare time. Looks like they got some emotes coming out. Let's see, let's go ahead and read this. One more thing before we close this week out, we have a lot of questions about the future of the Crucible in Destiny and what plans we have to support PvP going forward. Yesterday we let you know during a stream that we have no plans to remove PvP from the Destiny franchise. That is great news, guys, because I don't know about you guys, but like that's just the rumors were absolutely nuts. I was petrified. I was really afraid that there, something would happen to where they would take PvP out, and I'm so happy to know that they're going to keep it in. A lot of feedback and how it can improve comes in the form of suggested sandbox changes that would impact the flow of combat in PvP. As you can see from the section above, we are still committed to updating the sandbox as frequently as we can, and we have an update going out next week. We have bigger Crucible changes being planned for later this year, but we aren't ready to talk about those plans just yet. Cough, cough. Maybe trials? Question mark? Maybe? Don't know? Hey. We can only hope, right?
Oh, fuck that.
We hope to share more with you sometime this summer. In the meantime, we will continue to provide updates to matchmaking, QOL fixes, sandbox balance, and glory changes. Heart Cosmo. So it looks like, guys, we have a lot of stuff coming out next week for the 2.2.1 update. I don't know why that's a tongue twister for me. But yeah, like I said before, that's definitely a relief that they're not doing away with the Crucible. Those rumors, man, like I said before, they had me super worried. And like I said before, I really like the things that we're gonna see coming up in this patch. Arc Week sounds just absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely interested to see how this thing's gonna go, as well as the changes to the subclasses. It's all going to be a lot of fun. Going to be really balanced in the Crucible, and even in PvE. I mean, if you're a PvE player, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this as well, just as much as myself and any other player that plays the Crucible will. But anyway, with that being said, before I forget, go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed. It really does mean a lot to me. It shows that you enjoy this as much as I do. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more content and that bell icon so you can be the first to catch my newest videos. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video as far as like the updates, the TWAB, and stuff like that. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.
I just turned around and went back where I came.
I'm dead. Dude on the right.
He's on the one he picked out, yeah.
Shit. Oh, dude. Oh, he's coming down the side. Fuck him.
Hey, thanks for the special.
Shit, there's 3 of them coming down the hallway. Why don't I have my super?
Oh, what the hell? I'm gonna die.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you.
Oh, Blueberry, I earned that, fucker. Took my shit. Bitch ass. Just can't trust nobody.
Oh, shit.
Ow.
It's chasing me. Yes, he is.
Treesh can.
Stop chasing me, damn.
Fuck, I spawned right next to you. We all spawned together.
What the hell?
What I'm saying.
Got him.
Move. I'm trying to get that special.
Fuck you.
Get your little one-eyed ass out of my way.
I'm one-eyed ass. Save your life, bitch.
Anyway,
I forgot the Graviton guy was even still playing. He just never leaves the back of the map.
Oh shit.
Really? That should have been 4. I hate this game.
You're breaking them.
Melee, please. Can I melee?
Rip.
Yeah.
Oh, that one guy didn't die.
1 minute.
Bitch.
This.
I mean, an adult. Hey, there's smoke.
This Graviton dude, like,
You failed me.
he just sits back there. It's so fucking annoying. Like, go play COD, you little fucking douchebag. Oh.
30 seconds stand between you and victory.
Okay then. Okay, I understand. Please don't kill me.
seconds. End them.
Ow, that.
Are you kidding me? That dude's so weak.
Yeah, I was tagging him as well.
Alright, Smoke, you better not have gotten the fucking fight me or...
No, he didn't. I did.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
No, I got it.
We're good, we're saved.
You gave them a drubbing. Total destruction.
Kingdom Hearts, part 3. I mean 3, part 9, fuck.
Oh wait, it's 4 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, the video did just drop.
I gotta pee.